to take more questions, more doubts, and I would like to call upon Dr. Ramiz Isani. As we have earlier mentioned, he is the man who is instrumental in getting this graphene to India along with Akash and other team members. And he's the person who has spent more time with graphene. He has till now completed more than 500 cases of graphene. So I think he's the right person to bombard with all your clinical doubts, technical doubts, laboratory doubts. He is the right person. So I hand over mic to Dr. Ramiz, and you can fire your questions on him.
Hello everyone.
Yeah, mic.
Uh, Hello everyone. Very good evening. Thank you so much for coming here. I don't think there are any doubts per se. Everything has been covered, I think. But still, in case if there is a doubt about case selection, or there was this topic broached as to when we would go with monolith or when should we have metal substructure. There's a case Dr. Akash was talking about which was fracturing a little and giving us problems. Sir didn't say how did we solve that problem. So in case we want to know about that case or case selection, how many crowns, how many pontics, if my number of pontics is increasing, how do I adjust my design parameters, anything of that sort, I'd like to answer. Is there anything in particular someone would want to ask?
What happens after 5 years? As we said, Dr. Akash, most of the European people think anything which is permanent is 5 years. So what happens after 5 years?
No, the perception is 5 years for them. They're very happy with 5 years. But the company itself gives a guarantee of 9 years or 10 years. Is it 9 years or how many
Sir,
years?
sir, I would answer this question a little differently. Sir, before I answer, sir, this material has been in the market for now 3 years. So the oldest case we have is 3 years old. So for for me to tell you with firm conviction कि 5 साल के बाद भी कुछ नहीं होगा, I am lying.
But you have your friends there who have already tested the material.
So the oldest case we have is 4 years, 5 years, 3 years, something around that time. So the
In our country, but in Spain, they have been using this material since 8 years.
That is why I'm
Means
asking.
almost, yeah.
So sir, this is the whole point. The oldest documented case we have is 5 years. The person who has a crown for 8 years now is the developer himself. But we don't have pre and post of that very case. So to claim 8 years post-op would be wrong. So we don't make that claim. Now coming back to the question of what happens after 5 years. Sir, there is no way we could have replicated the time frame as to what happens in patient's mouth. So sir, they've done something, we call it as cyclic fatigue testing. In that test, what was done is, we tried to replicate as to what happens in a patient's mouth. So 2 crowns are placed, one natural tooth and an artificial tooth, and it was subjected under some masticatory loads. There are some ISO specifications for it, and under those loads it was tested, and the material did not lose its surface hardness or its form or shape for 50 lakh cycles. Now, 50 lakh cycles roughly translated into days or years turns to 19 years or 18 years. But then again, that claim would be very far-fetched कि 18 साल कुछ नहीं होगा. We are hoping at least half of that. So 8 to 9 years. Coming back to your question, what happens after 5 years? I don't think anything should happen. But that being said, there are a lot of other factors. You know, for us to claim kuch bhi nahi hoga would be a wrong claim. We have enough tests, we have enough evidence that suggests that up to 8 or 9 years it is good. So I think it is a grey question, and for me to claim kuch nahi hoga would be wrong. We would still wait. We would see how it goes.
Thank you. And can I ask one more question?
Please, sir.
Yeah, Dr. Harsh, if you can answer. have you removed your zirconia protocol from your clinic? You have completely transformed because you seemed very convinced regarding this as a material.
No. Yeah, so I'm sorry if I conveyed that kind of I'm not against zirconia. Right from the beginning, to be very honest, I was a little skeptical about the material because of the hardness, right? So I truly believe that zirconia still has a very important role to play in dentistry, but it is not to be portrayed as a solution for every problem, because in between, once the material was really dumped, so if you go to any conference abroad, you will see very less zirconia being mentioned anywhere. I mean, even restorative dentistry or implant dentistry, hardly anybody uses zirconia, right? Now, because this material was introduced, Akash was saying that it was industry-driven, science, that they had already invested so much in research, made the labs buy the CAD/CAM machines, and अभी आप बोलेंगे कि zirconia तो है ही नहीं कुछ खास, तो what will they do with their CAD/CAM machines and sintering furnaces, right? So they have to find customer, they have to make you believe that this is going to work. Right, so this is one of the reasons why it has worked. And India is a very unique problem, unique issue, that when doctors they changed over from PFM to zirconia, they were told that ये CAD/CAM से बनेगा, ठीक है? तो वो कैसा भी अंडरकट के साथ भी टूथ प्रिपरेशन करते थे तो भी क्राउन बैठता था, क्योंकि ये सॉफ्टवेयर ब्लॉक्स द अंडरकट. सो दे वर वेरी हैप्पी, इसको तो एडजस्ट ही नहीं करना पड़ता है. और टूथ कलर्ड बोला तो यानी इट इज़ वाइट इन कलर, इट इज़ हार्डली एनी aesthetic wise it is nowhere comparable to a glass ceramic, but white है ना तो they can charge more. और इसको क्या करना है, सीमेंट करना है, जैसा हम पहले PFM को सीमेंट करते. So everything was very favorable for a dentist who really did not bother too much about the quality. So for them it was और ऊपर से वारंटी कार्ड दे रहा है, so that became a selling proposition for many dentists that वारंटी है, गारंटी है. So this whole thing was manipulated, I feel. But having said that, zirconia has an important role to play. For example, I'll give you an example. On second molars, if I want to give a crown, I prefer zirconia. For a very simple reason that it is close to the fulcrum, so the bite forces are quite high on the second molar. Number two, achieving clearance on a second molar on Indian population is very difficult. If you go for 1.5 millimeter clearance, कुछ दांत ही नहीं बचता है, height ही नहीं रहती है उसमें. So plus third, isolation is difficult. If you want to make a tabletop or bond Emax, isolation on that region is difficult. So all my second molars, I prefer zirconia still, monolithic. But as Akash said, great attention has to be given to occlusion when you give monolithic zirconia crowns. So this is as related to the natural teeth restoration. Now when you talk about implant restoration, I don't feel there is any application other than crowns in a mallow type of configuration for zirconia. Why would you make a framework or zirconia when it can break? Number two, you ask any lab technician, sintering that huge framework is not very easy. Many times it fractures in between. The fitting is an issue. They have to repeat the whole thing. It is not very cost effective for them to repeat even once. So I don't see any. उससे तो metal framework is better. I feel laser sintered metal frame on tie basis is far better than making a zirconia milled framework. So because it is too hard and it's too brittle, we all discussed that there is no need of that kind of hardness in the oral cavity. So when there are other options, why would you go back to that? So now probably GCAM can be savior for those technicians who are feeling insecure कि अगर zirconia चले गया तो हम मिल क्या करेंगे हमारी milling machine में. So we have something else which they can mill at much lesser cost without any post processing, without the need of the furnaces, etc. Right? So zirconia is not bad, but it has limited application. If you work and respect that, it works very well. So it's not that we are out, but yes.
In fact, I feel there are now better reasons to use zirconia with graphene. Graphene as a substructure or framework, we can intentionally use zirconia, in fact, for full arch, full mouth cases now. Because there is graphene to absorb the load, absorb the stress.
What is the exact?
Beginning, when I started my lecture, I said one material. It was as if I was suggesting one material for all applications and all. Yes, we initially thought that, but we later realized that that is a unicorn story, that it doesn't happen like that. Like there is no one answer for every application, not only in dentistry, in any other thing also. Like you don't depend on one implant company for all your patients. You have multiple implant companies and multiple implants and all of that. So there is no one material for everything. So it will never come a situation where in dentistry there will be one material which will be an answer for all your cases, all your situations. It will never be like that.
What is the bond strength of metal with the graphene? Like, because if I have to give a crown on tie base screw
Yeah.
retained, how much is it? And
How much is the?
bond strength between the metal and the graphene?
Yeah, so I don't think that has been studied in a very objective manner till now. All the experiences are based on practical, experience which the technician has seen. But I will tell you that it is not as strong as maybe lithium disilicate can be. The bond with lithium disilicate, because the etching of lithium disilicate is very predictable, silination and this. So following the protocol is very important in the laboratory. If they bond it without, or by skipping a step, for example, not sandblasting or not using the polymer primer or acrylic primers, there can be a debond. The good news is it can be redone very easily. So it's not catastrophic at that end, but it has to be followed. So I don't have any objective results to tell you at this point, but I'm sure in the near future we will get that. Yes.
Can the single implant abutments be made with this material?
Yeah, with graphene, na? Single abutment crown, very well.
Not the crown, the abutment.
Huh. Oh, of course.
Of course, with the tie base. Zirconia is used with the tie base only.
Yes, you can abut.
But this with the tie base abutment.
Yeah.
Single to it.
Yeah, can be done. In fact, there is research going on complete graphene abutment also.
No, that's a wonderful application for graphene because you don't have to sinter a zirconia. If you sinter a zirconia, it will shrink and then you have fitting problems and everything. Then they will take the burr and do it. Anyways, finally they will take a burr and they'll do it and they'll cement it. It is cemented any which ways. So this way you can mill it to precision and you can put it and there is no post-processing to it. So it is much more good.
See, peak abutment have been used for temporary applications already in many implant systems, but graphene is under research for as a permanent abutment material. So probably that might be a very interesting application. But yeah, G-Strong, something like G-Strong, which is really very strong, and then probably we can mill those with simple milling machines also, and they would fit the same way probably. But at this point, tie base is the way to go with graphene. So always use either a tie base, or you can go ahead and use a stock abutment and then convert, cement it and make it into a screw cement retained crown with a occlusal access hole. That also is very much possible. That is, yeah. So if you, the typical problem with, if you just can see, today morning we were talking to dental technicians, and one common finding which he pointed out is many dentists still give abutment level impression. By that he even doesn't, not on multi-unit, directly take impression maybe with alginate of the abutment which is already fixed on the patient's mouth and then send it to the lab. So you can't see the margin because it is subgingival. So somebody said that if the dentist chooses the gingival height properly, मैं बोला इतना मेहनत कर रहा है तो implant level impression लेके भेज दो, खत्म करो, and let the technician do the rest of the job. But then, even then, when you have a implant level impression, for example, the margin is faintly visible in some region, somewhere it is by estimation. Suppose a technician does make a crown out of CAD/CAM. What can be done, although it is a workaround, but what can be done is in the patient's mouth, you bond the crown. You have to sandblast the abutment, right? And then apply the metal primer, bond the crown, make an access hole, unscrew the entire assembly, and then whatever is deficient, fill it with flowable composite. And then finish it just as you would do for a provisional crown in an anterior region, right? But use a good composite, use the polymer primer, finish it properly under magnification, and then put it back. It is not at all a badly finished permanent abutment. Obviously. So I'm just telling you, in case it has to be that way, then this is also a way of doing it. Yeah.
With Conometrics or with the shell, can you just elaborate on that point? How do you go about after your intrawelding procedure is done?
Yeah.
And you have a shell of your GCAM.
Right.
And then how do you pick it up and?
Yeah. So obviously, like everything in dentistry, there is a protocol, there is a learning curve, and it is not as easy as it seems. So first of all, the shells, what we start with the vertical dimension of the patient, which is verified at every step. So to make sure that whenever we are picking up, the vertical dimension does not change from what we have decided. A millimeter here and there doesn't make a difference. Once the framework is welded in the mouth, it is taken out and reinforced with vertical struts outside the mouth. Okay. Then the shell has to be a hollowed out shell. Then the framework is tried into the shell to see whether it is fitting without binding anywhere. So if it is, usually it doesn't fit right away. There is somewhere there is a little bit of binding. So you adjust both the framework, metal is trimmed, titanium, and the shell to make sure that it is freely sitting inside. Then it is put in the mouth, and then again it may fit outside the mouth, but may not fit in the mouth because the position may change just a little bit. And it has to be done in occlusion. That is the best part. So even if you are picking up for example, the lower framework, upper shell has to be in the patient's mouth to give a reference to what will be the position of the lower. So I typically prefer to pick up the upper first because the aesthetics, the midline, the teeth display, everything is decided with the upper shell, and the lower will follow with occlusion, the upper arch. So if you follow the protocol, if the shell is designed properly, there is already a lot of space in between. What happens is we neglect certain aspects of the design and make a narrow, because the technician, he doesn't understand what is the purpose of this shell. उसको लगता है इतना जगह बहुत है. He doesn't understand कि metal का frame आएगा, उसके vertical strut रहेंगे, वो abutment भी जगह लेगा, थोड़ा सा, So if that is done properly, then it is a cakewalk actually. So it will not come for the first time. You will have to do 2-3 times, and then you will understand that what is needed, because you have to bend your neck and back in getting it in small adjustment. You are already tired because from the morning you have been doing surgery, welding. It's afternoon or it's getting evening, and there is a lot of more work to be done. So you better be, every second is important. So we have done it wrong and learned the hard way, but now we know, we have come to a protocol that this should be the space. Also, it depends on where you weld the wire, whether it is on the buccal side or the palatal side. That can completely change the way it sits into the shell. So that space analysis is done when the implants are placed. So we put a bite registration paste inside the shell and take an impression with that, so that we know the position of the abutment. On that, the wire position is decided, where it will weld, whether it will weld on the buccal side. Because, if you by chance weld it outside, then there is not enough space remaining between, and it is hitting the anterior teeth. You cannot grind the anterior teeth and go into, and hollow it out and remove the teeth. So it's not as easy as it seems, but with experience and with protocol, if you follow, Dr. Marco Dejidi has laid out a very detailed protocol. Problem क्या होता है, हम सोचते हैं अरे मेरे को तो 15 साल का experience है यार, अरे कर लूँगा मैं, I am a prosthodontist, I will do it. And we try to bypass certain step, and then we pay the price for it. So I have learned that whatever he has done, he has already been through that, done it, and written it for you, like 10 commandments, just follow it. So अभी जैसे graphene is a material which he didn't know about, so I used it. So he appreciated. He told me, tell me about it. Then he also tried it, and he said that really there is some, where are you sourcing from? Even I am finding it very good for this. So वहाँ दिमाग लगाओ जहाँ पर थोड़ा अलग कर सकते हैं. What protocol is already set उधर, but it comes easy. You have to be just, the better prepared you are, the easier it is. So the more you bleed, or more you sweat during peacetime, less you bleed in the war. So it is just like that. It is picked in occlusion. That is how it is picked up. So our vertical is again verified that we are at the same vertical or near about there. Then it is removed, unscrewed, and then entire finishing is done externally, obviously. And then you can put gingival formers till that time. If it is a multi-unit, then multi-unit gingival formers. Patient is still waiting, or if the patient is very tired, we let them go, call them next morning. By the time you have enough time to finish, polish. You can even send it to the laboratory. And then they will finish, polish, stain and glaze, and then next day you can do the delivery.
So temporary, not the conometric.
Screw retain also is possible. With multi-unit screw retain is very much possible. All full arch cases, all implant system will have a screw retain option by default, obviously. I mean, that is how it is supposed to be done. So that is always there. So your position, as he said that, position of implants is important if they are emerging occlusal or slightly palatal or lingual to the occlusal, most ideal. then you don't have to go through teeth, then you have easy access to the screws. So, like I said, preparation. So CBCT planning is important. You know where your position has to be. If you go for a guide, it really helps. If you even do freehand, then at least get it near the ideal position. Little bit, even 1-2 millimeters can make your life difficult, but it is not as bad as with multi-unit, angulated multi-unit. You still can mix and match and still get that position. So. So yeah, my recommendation is try with a simple screw retained single implant case and see the result. If you like it, then you can expand to maybe 2 or 3 implant case. And then full arch is when you will really appreciate the beauty of this material. Because we have been doing full arches with off and on problems which we keep on facing. And suddenly you have a material which seems to solve most of the problems, if not all. So just go stage wise. Whatever is your preferred laboratory, they can easily fabricate this, use this material because it's a no-brainer. It's very easy. Technicians will love it because everything is in their hands. There's no unpredictability. Sintering hoga, fitting आएगा कि नहीं, उतना time sintering के बाद next day break हो गया तो फिर पूरा repeat करो. And it's very easy because they are used to finishing, polishing things, so it comes very naturally to them. Not only that, you will find it very easy to handle. So if there is a repair to be done or you do not like some shape, you can even add composite on that. So addition is possible. The ceramic, even if a contact is open, you have to send it back. Here you can add composite and still go ahead and so just try it out and see it for yourself. Again, case selection, don't jump to the most difficult, challenging case with the material. That will be a little unfair for the material, but try with simple cases. You might not want to go back to ceramic or zirconia. It is as that good. Yes, come to the.
Sir, from a lab's perspective, they might find it a little costlier. Sir, I don't know if it is proper for me to reveal lab वाले को कितना पड़ता होगा, उसको कितना लेना चाहिए. I would want to stay away from all of those discussions, but we don't see a reason why it should be costing you 2 times more than what a zirconia would.